Everyone, and welcome to an episode of A Day in the Life of a Bounty Hunter. And today we're going to be playing with this character right here. His name is Jason, and his vow is to capture this Riker person, dead or alive. So, Riker is the bounty, and we have come to this space station here, Tranquility Station. So we just arrived on our ship, okay, which we're going to put right here in orbit. And we're here to find some information about Riker. We don't think he is here, but we have a contact here on this station who just might be give us the information we need to track our bounty. All right, so we are in orbit of the station, and the first thing we're going to do is we are going to make or create the NPC that's going to be our contact. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to use the Augur's NPC generator, and let's say that this person is a smuggler, okay? And that makes sense. And this is someone who owes us a favor, and I'm gonna roll a couple times. Anders, Irvin, I like this one, okay? This one looks good, okay? He's a smuggler. Alright, so this is the person who owes us something, and we're going to try to get some information from him. Okay, let's say his disposition. Okay, he's hostile towards us. Maybe he doesn't like that we're here asking information or trying to collect our favor. Okay, so what we're going to do, okay, let's say we're on our ship and we are in orbit of Tranquility Station, and we don't have to land there. Let's say we just use the comms and try to contact him to see what happens. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to use the move. Okay, and I think I'm going to use the compel. Okay, we're trying to compel him to give us some information. And okay, we're going to use the compel move. When you try to persuade someone or make them an offer, envision your approach. And I think okay, he's hostile, so we're trying to pacify him and charm him at the same time. So I'm gonna roll plus heart. Okay. Alright, so roll with heart, and it's a strong hit. On a strong hit, they'll do what you want or agree on your conditions, and we take +1 momentum. Okay, so it's 1 momentum, and even though he was hostile at first, he knows he owes us 1, and he also knows that everything in this sector runs on reputation. So he's not gonna damage his reputation by not honoring the favor that he owes us. Okay, so what this means basically is that he tells us where to find Riker and some basic information about him. Okay, and the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to say that I'm going to create a random ship, which I'm going to add down here. Okay, so random ship, and we get the Reaper, and okay, the Reaper and the ship, the captain. Okay, it made this captain for us, Echo Lock. But I'm going to rename him to Echo Riker. Okay, that's our bounty, Echo Riker, who is a mercenary. Okay, and who's piloting the Reaper. Well, that sounds dangerous. All right. And since we found out some information about our bounty, I'm going to say that we also advance our vow. Okay. Now, what is this person doing here? We don't know. I think the first thing I'm going to do is going to draw a route over here, and I'm going to use the color red because it's an unknown route. It could be dangerous. Okay, and once we get here, we'll find out more about why he's here, I suppose. Okay, maybe there's a planet, there's a station, there's something there. Maybe there's another ship. We don't know. We will use the move. Okay, we have the navigator asset, and we are going to use the set a course move for this. Okay, when you follow a known route through perilous space, across hazardous terrain, or with mysterious side. Okay, we do know where he is, so it's a known route, but it's dangerous. Okay, I think we could say that. Okay, it's dangerous, and okay, we roll plus supply. But since we are a navigator, we are going to be following the safest path. So we are going to add +1 to the roll bonus. Okay, so we add it here, and then we roll plus supply. Okay, we roll with supply, and we get a strong hit with a match. On a strong hit, you reach your destination and the situation there favors you. Take +1 momentum. So we take +1 momentum. And okay, so there are two things here. First, it says that the situation there favors us, and we also got a strong hit with a match. So that's two things in our favor with this roll. I think it would definitely mean something about the ship, okay? Which, by the way, I'm gonna make smaller because it looks way too big here on my map. All right. So it should tell us something about the ship. I think. Okay. Now we just made the journey here, so I'm gonna advance this again. All right. So we just got here. So I'm going to say that the ship is in combat with another ship. Okay, that's the way I see it. Or let's use the Oracle. Okay, so yeah, 50-50. Okay, so is there another ship in this area? I think 50-50. No, so that's not it. All right. What else could we do? Maybe let's use the action on theme. Where is it? Okay, it's on the core, right? Action and theme. Okay, so we do action. We got theme, strengthen, truth. What about a scripture? Blocked. So something is blocked, or the truth is blocked. Let's say what we get here, and there is some sort of interference, or perhaps a nebula or something like that. You know, that is interfering with the sensors. So the Reaper doesn't see us when we enter this space. Okay, well, we do see it. Since we got the strong hit with a match, and we also got the strong hit where it says that the situation favors us. I think it makes sense that we got here, and the ship, there's some interference here. That's what I can see from the blocked and the truth, scripture and theme. So the Reaper isn't seeing us on its sensors where we do see the ship. Okay, so we get the drop on the Reaper. That's the way I'm going to envision this. And I think since we have the element of surprise, it doesn't make much sense to try to communicate with the Reaper. I mean, obviously, we're not gonna get this guy to just throw himself in, right? He has this ship. It looks like a mighty ship. I don't think he will just surrender. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack him, and since he doesn't know, okay, let's see the moves. Let's see combat moves. Okay, combat. Okay, it's enter the fray. When you initiate combat or are forced into fight, envision your objective and give it a rank. Okay, so we are going to start a combat with this vessel right here, and I'm going to use this combat tracker here. Let's say is the Reaper. That's going to be the name of the combat, the Reaper. Okay. Envision your objective and give a rank. If a combat includes a crit challenge your faces, then roll if you see if you are in control. If you are on the move, facing off against your foe in the thick of it, preparing to act against an unaware foe, roll plus shadow. Okay. Usually, I think this would be roll plus shadow. Usually, no. I think this is what we should do. The thing is, my shadow tracker is very low. It's just +1. So I don't think I have much of a chance to actually catch this guy off guard. But that's what it says, right? I mean, I'm just gonna roll with plus shadow. Let's see what happens. Okay, roll plus shadow. We get a strong hit, so perfect. Okay, on a strong hit, take both. Okay, +2 momentum, and we are in control. Okay, so we mark here in control, and I'm going to say troublesome. I'm going to leave this as troublesome because I don't want the combat to drag for too long. Okay, so it's going to be a troublesome combat. I don't like the fights to be too long on this video, so that's why I usually do troublesome fights. All right. Okay, so we are in control, and it makes sense that we would just open with everything we got, right? And if we open our ship sheet here, we do have missiles here, the missile array. Okay, your missile array is armed with 5 ammo, which we are full of, and when you strike or clash with a missile attack, suffer -1 ammo, and mark progress on a hit. If you -1 ammo and mark progress, so it's 2 progress. Yes, I think that's what it means. You mark progress with the hit. Okay, so we strike. You mark progress twice, and if you're using the missile, you mark progress 3 times. Okay. And we suffer -1 ammo. All right, perfect. That's what we're going to do. Maybe we can take him out in just 1 hit. That would be nice. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is going -1 ammo, and then I'm going to roll. Okay, so it's with edge because we are from a distance. We are using missiles. So okay, we roll with edge, and we get a weak hit. On a weak hit, you mark progress twice, but you expose yourself to danger. You are in a bad spot. Okay, so it's twice plus the missile. It's 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So the ship. We managed to do a lot of damage to this ship, but we also are no longer in control. And how could we interpret this? Perhaps when we fired, we gave away our position, and even though the ship is crippled, it's still a much stronger ship than ours, so it still poses a threat to us. That's why we're no longer in control, since we've been spotted. Okay. And we could try to do the progress roll. The thing is, we're no longer in control, so we have to gain control again in order to be able to do it. Okay, and let's open the combat moves again. Okay, we could try to react under fire. When you're in a bad spot, I'll take an action to avoid danger or overcome an obstacle. No. I think we're just gonna clash. Okay. When you fight back against a foe at close quarters, or plus iron or plus edge. Okay, so this is a space battle, so it's at a distance. Of course, so we're going to use plus edge. Okay, so we're just gonna clash. Okay, so we roll with edge and with a weak hit. On a weak hit, you mark progress, but you are dealt a counter blow or setback. You're still in a bad spot and must pay the price. Okay, so we managed to fill this progress bar, but we're not in control, and we also do have to pay the price. And here, well, paying the price, it's easy. Okay, so we're just gonna, what we're going to do is we're gonna suffer -1 health. That's the most obvious negative outcome. Okay, so the ship returns fire, and we lose 1 health. Okay. Not 1 health, sorry. We lose 1 integrity on our ship. Okay, now we have to do something to get the upper hand here. I think the ship is pretty damaged. This one, the Reaper. I'm trying to frame this in a way that makes sense in our story. We don't want to destroy it because if we can, we want to capture Riker alive. Because it would pay more if he's alive. Okay, so I'm going to say that we are avoiding shooting more or shooting at the ship anymore, opening fire at the ship, because we want this guy alive. So I think we should instead do something. Okay, try to take decisive action. Okay, we have to get control somehow, or we could do this. When you seize an objective in a fight, envision how you take a decisive action. Then roll the challenge dice and compare to your progress. If you're in control, check the results as normal. If you're in a bad spot, count a strong hit with a match as a weak hit. A strong hit with a match as a weak hit, and a weak hit as a miss. A strong hit with a match. That seems very unlikely. Okay, now we have to take control. But where is the move? I know there's a move here. Face defeat. Is it this one? When you're in a bad spot and take an action, fight over there, you overcome obstacle. Oh, okay, it's this one. Okay, so we are going to roll with wits. Okay, changing the plan, finding a way out, or cleverly bypassing an obstacle. Okay, so we are in a much better shape than the Reaper, so we have some leeway in how we maneuver and how we approach the situation. So I'm going to try to get in a better tactical position by using plus wits. Okay, so we roll and we roll with plus wits, and we get a weak hit. On a weak hit, you avoid the words of the danger, but not without a cost. We make a suffer move and we stay in a bad spot. Okay, so we lose one more point of integrity here, and we stay in a bad spot. Okay, I think at this point, it just makes sense that we decide that we are going to keep fighting, because we already lose 2 points on our hull, and I think we are going to abandon the idea of capturing him alive. Okay, so we're just gonna fire one more time and see what happens. Okay, so now we're going to roll with plus edge. Wow, I didn't get a miss. Your foe dominates the exchange, you stay in a bad spot, and you must pay the price again. Okay, again I'm going to lose +1 integrity, and now it's looking pretty grim. Okay, I'm going to clash again. Alright, let's try clashing one more time. We roll with plus edge, and with a weak hit, but this time it's a 3, so we have 5 momentum, so we can burn momentum to get this, and we definitely should. Okay, so it becomes a strong hit. On a strong hit, you mark progress twice, you overwhelm your foe and are in control. Okay, so we are in control. The bar is already full, so it doesn't really help us that we can mark progress again. But since we are in control now, okay, let's see, combat moves. Since we are in control, we could do the take a decisive action. When you seize an objective in a fight, envision how you take a decisive action, then roll the challenge dice and compare to your progress. Okay, so let's roll. And we get a strong hit. Okay, on a strong hit you prevail, take +1 momentum. If any objective remains in the fight, you are in control. Okay, so let's take +1 momentum. And I think we destroy the ship. Okay, we destroy the ship, and Captain Echo Riker dies with the ship as well. Alright, so let's mark this. Let's say we delete it from the game because we destroyed it completely. Okay, so we destroy the ship, and that fulfills our vow of capturing Riker dead or alive. Actually, you know, this is Starforged. There's always a chance things won't go your way. So we destroy the ship, but we didn't see the body, right? So I think we could roll for progress here, and if it's a success, then the mission is done. Riker is dead. Perhaps while we're scanning the wreckages, we find his remains. Let's do that before figuring things out. Okay, so we roll. Okay, it's a strong hit. So the mission is done. We scan the wreckage and we find something, the body or there's some sort of remains from Riker that we can use to turn over the bounty. And I think that's the perfect place to finish this video, right? We just tracked our bounty, we fought with him, we destroyed his ship, and we recovered the body so we can take it back and get paid. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you like this kind of video, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Let me know if you want to see some more of this day in the life of a mercenary. This is just an idea that came to me today, and I figured it would be a good way to explore different parts of the Starforged mechanics and even create some sort of organic setting that we can play in. Okay, and well, I'll see you in the next video. And if you liked the tool that I'm using, it's called the Augur. I made it myself, and you can check it out at augurBTT.com. Well, thank you, and see you on the next one.